My beloved friend, welcome back. You didn't find this video by accident. You're here because your heart has been crying out for something deeper, for a sign, for a voice from heaven, for a reason to keep going. This is that voice. This is that confirmation. This is God's personal message to your weary soul. Don't give up now. Before we go further, I want you to type these words in the comments. I believe in God. Let it be a declaration of faith. Let it be your agreement with heaven. And if you are new here, welcome to God's message today. This is your space for divine encouragement. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because every message you hear is a step deeper into God's love for you. Now listen closely. I know you're tired. I know you've been holding on with all you've got. And sometimes it feels like you're holding on to nothing, like your prayers go unanswered, like the more you try, the more life pushes back, like you're being asked to walk through fire with no protection. But what you don't see, what heaven sees, is that you are stronger than you think. You've come through things that should have broken you. You've walked through nights where your tears were your only prayer, and still you're here, still listening, still hoping, still reaching for God. Even with trembling hands. That's not weakness. That's faith, the kind of faith that pleases God deeply. Hebrews 11:6 says, without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists, and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him. You've been seeking, not perfectly, but sincerely, and God sees that. He sees how you get up every day even when your heart is heavy. He sees how you've chosen kindness when bitterness would have been easier. He sees how you're still trying, still showing up, still choosing Him. And He's saying this to you now. I have not brought you this far just to leave you here. This isn't the end. This isn't the breaking point. This is the turning point. God is not finished with you. Your story hasn't reached its peak. There are still pages being written. There is still beauty unfolding. You may not see it yet, but heaven does. Isaiah 43:19 says, see, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. You've been walking through a wilderness, dry, lonely, uncertain. But God is saying, I'm making a way through this very place, not around it, through it. That means your deliverance will not be distant. It will rise up from right where you are. That thing you thought would destroy you, God is going to use it to promote you. That weakness that made you feel unworthy, God is going to use it to show His strength. That rejection that cut so deep, it's going to lead you into divine redirection. You're not losing, you're learning. You're not failing, you're forging. You're not forgotten, you're being formed. And I know how long it's been. I know how many times you've thought, what's the point? How much more can I take? But hear me, if you give up now, you'll never know what was just around the corner. You may be one day away from your breakthrough, one phone call away, one act of obedience away, one moment of surrender away from the blessing you've been carrying in your heart for years. Don't give up now. The enemy wants you to quit because he can't stop what God has planned. But if he can get you to walk away from it, he doesn't have to. This is spiritual warfare. That heaviness you've been feeling, it's not just exhaustion, it's resistance. Because your breakthrough is close, and breakthrough always attracts battle. But the battle doesn't mean God has left. The battle means He's about to do something big. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That's a promise. You will reap, you will rise, you will recover. But you must not give up now. You must hold on to His word, not just for today, but for the life you're still called to live. God is not a man that He should lie. If He said He would restore you, He will. If He said He would open doors, He will. If He said He would provide, He will. He's not just the God of beginnings. He's the God of completion. Philippians 1:6 reminds us, He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion, until the day of Christ Jesus. That includes your life, your dreams, your healing, your family, your future. You're not seeing everything right now because God is still building it. Some doors haven't opened yet because your spirit is still being prepared to walk through them. He loves you too much to give you something before you're ready to hold it. And that's what you've been feeling, not punishment, but preparation. You are being made into someone who can carry more peace, more purpose, more vision, more favor. But if you quit now, you'll miss all of it. You'll settle for less than God's best. You'll abandon what heaven is still preparing. Don't do that. Don't let temporary feelings make permanent decisions. You are more than your emotion. You are more than your pain. You are more than what you lost. You are more than what people said. God has the final word over your life, and He says, you will not be ashamed. You will not be forsaken. You will not be defeated. You may feel surrounded right now by stress, by confusion, by fear, but you are also surrounded by angels. Heaven is closer than you know. Help is already on the way. Your prayers have been heard. Your name is known in heaven, and the breakthrough is already on its way down. But you must stay in position, stay in faith, stay in alignment. Keep showing up, keep praying, keep forgiving, keep believing, because God is about to do something that only He can do, and when it happens, you'll be glad you didn't quit. So I'm asking you right now, will you hold on just a little longer? Will you trust that the God who brought you through everything up to this point is powerful enough to finish what He started? Will you give Him one more yes, one more prayer, one more day of faith? Because if you will, He will meet you with a miracle. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to surrender, willing to trust again, willing to let Him take control. And if that's you, if your heart is open and you feel this word was for you, I want you to write this in the comments right now. I will not give up. God is with me. Say it, type it, declare it. Let the enemy hear you. Let your own soul hear you. Let heaven see that you're still believing, still trusting, still holding on. And don't keep this message to yourself. Someone you know is right on the edge. Someone you love is about to give up. Someone close to you is questioning if God still hears them. Share this video. Send it to them. Be the voice that pulls them back into hope. Also, please click like on this video. It helps more people see it. It helps more hurting hearts find healing. And it helps this message spread where it's needed most. You didn't come all this way by accident. You've made it through things that others didn't survive. You've walked through fires that could have burned you down to ashes. But instead, here you are, standing. Not because it was easy, not because you had all the answers, but because something inside of you refused to stop believing. That something is faith, even when it felt small, even when it was hanging by a thread, even when it felt like you were just going through the motions. Faith was still there, and heaven saw it. God saw the days you kept going when no one said thank you. He saw the nights you cried silently under your breath so no one else would hear. He saw how you spoke kindness when you had every reason to be angry. He saw how you worshiped with a broken heart. He saw how you forgave when you were still bleeding. That's what set you apart. Not perfection, not popularity, but quiet, raw, persistent faith. And now, your God is saying, I haven't forgotten any of it. Not one prayer, not one tear, not one step you took in obedience when it would have been easier to turn back. Don't give up now, because there's a shift coming, a turning point, a moment when everything you've been carrying will finally start to make sense. The pressure will break, the fog will lift, the doors will open, not because the world suddenly got easier, but because your season will shift. This isn't just a message for encouragement. This is preparation. Preparation for the move of God that's coming into your life. And yes, it's personal. It's not just for everyone. It's for you. You've been asking for a sign. You've been asking if God is still with you. This is that sign. Yes, He is. Yes, He sees. Yes, He's coming through. Don't walk away before the promise arrives. The enemy wants you to surrender in the final stretch, because he can't block what God is doing, but he'll do everything he can to wear you out before you see it. That's why your mind's been under attack. That's why you've felt overwhelmed, like it's too much. That's why old thoughts and fears keep resurfacing. It's not a coincidence. It's warfare. But you're not fighting alone. Isaiah 41:10 says, So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You are being upheld right now. Even if your strength feels gone, even if your faith feels small, even if your vision feels blurred by pain. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not failing. You are being refined. And the refining process is never comfortable. It stretches. It tests. It breaks what's impure. And it prepares you to carry what's coming next. Because what God is about to place in your hands requires a new version of you. A stronger you. A wiser you. A more spiritually sensitive you. A more patient, deeply rooted, heaven-minded you. So don't resent the process. Don't wish it away. Don't try to skip ahead. Let God finish what He started. Because when He's done, you won't just walk into the blessing. You'll be ready to sustain it. That's what this is all about. God doesn't just want to give you the promise. He wants you to keep it, to grow in it, to multiply from it. So the delays, they were protection. The closed doors, they were redirection. The heartbreak, it was a setup for healing deeper than you ever expected. He's not punishing you. He's preparing you. Because He loves you that much. You may not understand it right now, but soon you will. John 13:7 says, Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." That's your word right now. You may not realize why it's been so hard, why things didn't work out, why certain people left, why some things seemed delayed, others denied. But later, you'll understand, and you'll thank Him, not just for what He gave you, but for what He didn't let you settle for. You'll thank Him for closing the wrong doors, for ending the wrong relationships, for shutting down the wrong opportunities, for hiding you in seasons when you desperately wanted to be seen. Because everything He allowed was to align you with something greater. And it's coming. No, not just someday in the future. It's already in motion now, right as you listen. Heaven is aligning timing, people, resources, doors, conversations, and your name is in the center of it all. So don't give up now. You're not starting over. You're starting fresh. You're not being forgotten. You're being focused. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. The process isn't proof of failure. It's proof that you are called, chosen, marked by heaven, covered by grace. Don't let the enemy lie to you anymore. Don't let the timeline of others make you think you're behind. You are on schedule with God's plan, and He is never late. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. He is going to make your life beautiful. Not just externally, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, internally. Beautiful in a way the world can't define and the enemy can't destroy. That's the life you're walking into. That's what's waiting for you if you keep walking, if you keep trusting, if you keep showing up, even in small ways. Even if all you can do today is whisper, God, I believe you. That's enough. You don't have to perform for His approval. You don't have to pretend to be strong when you're not. You don't have to have the perfect prayer or the right words. You just have to show up with your heart, and He will meet you there every time. That's who He is. That's how much He loves you. So today, let this message be more than just encouragement. Let it be an anchor when fear comes. Come back to this when doubt rises. Come back to this when discouragement speaks louder than hope. Come back to this. And when you feel like you're about to give up, let this voice remind you, God is not done with you. There is still more, and what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind. So don't quit. Don't lose your grip. Don't settle for less than what you were made for. You may not realize it yet, but there are angels standing watch over you right now. This very moment, you've walked through the fire, and they've walked beside you. You've felt isolated, but heaven has always been near. Every time you almost gave up, every time you almost let the pressure bury you, God stepped in. You didn't see Him, but He covered you. You didn't hear Him, but He was speaking peace over your heart when it was about to break. The truth is, your spiritual strength has grown more in your silence than in your shouting. Your character has been formed more in your tears than in your triumphs. Because this journey, this path you've been walking, it isn't just about getting what you want. It's about becoming who He's called you to be. And beloved, you are becoming. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming deeper. You are becoming more sensitive to His voice. You are becoming someone who can carry not just a blessing, but an anointing. And that's why it's been hard. Not because God is punishing you. Not because you're doing something wrong. But because He's been preparing you for more. You've been chosen to carry something sacred. And sacred things always come with sacrifice. The weight you've been feeling, it's not pointless. It's preparation, because not everyone can carry what you're about to carry. Not everyone can handle the doors God is about to open for you. Not everyone can steward the platform, the peace, the influence, the provision that's about to enter your life. That's why He had to hide you for a while. Yes, God has been hiding you from wrong people, from wrong seasons, from wrong opportunities. Because premature exposure could have damaged your calling. And so He chose to cover you, not to punish you, but to protect what He's been forming in you. And now, that covering is about to lift. And when it does, people will say it happened suddenly, but you'll know the truth. It didn't happen suddenly. It happened silently. In the quiet, in the hidden places, in the moments you almost quit, but didn't, in the nights you couldn't see but still believed. You were becoming. Romans 8:18 says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Yes, glory is coming. Not worldly glory, not shallow praise, but heaven's glory, the kind that rests on a life purified by fire, strengthened by trials, and anchored in the faith that refuses to give up. That's the kind of glory that follows endurance. That's the kind of glory that flows when you keep going despite the pressure. That's the kind of glory that makes people ask, how did they survive all that? And the answer will be simple: God. Not willpower, not strategy, not luck. God. That's who's been carrying you. That's who's been ordering your steps. That's who's been whispering, don't give up, even when you were out of strength. He's been your anchor in the storm, your breath in the dry season, your shelter when life tried to collapse around you. And He's not about to leave you now. He's not about to bring you to the edge of your breakthrough and let you fall. No, beloved. You're about to step into what your soul has been aching for. That ache you've been feeling, that longing, it wasn't for a person. It wasn't for a thing. It was for alignment, for divine timing, for the moment when everything in heaven and earth comes together in your favor. And that moment is coming. But you must hold on. You must keep believing, even if it's quiet, even if it hurts, even if the world doesn't understand. Because what you're carrying isn't common, and your path will never look like everyone else's. That's okay. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to carry light, to bring healing, to walk in authority, to live in purpose. That's why the enemy came for you so hard. Because your very existence is a threat to darkness. Your faith shakes atmospheres. Your worship confuses the enemy. Your prayers change lives, starting with your own. Don't underestimate what happens when you simply refuse to quit. Some days, that's your biggest act of spiritual warfare. Not a perfect prayer, not a powerful sermon, just the decision, I won't give up today. Heaven rejoices over that. Angels rally round that. God honors that. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay present. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Even if it's slow. Even if it's messy. Even if you're crying while you do it. Because your tears are not in vain. Psalm 56:8 says, You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. None of them have been wasted. Not a single one. Every tear has watered the soil of your breakthrough. Every heartbreak has made room for deeper healing. Every delay has protected you from something you didn't even see. So now, you are standing at the edge of newness. Can you feel it? Not in your emotions, but in your spirit. That quiet knowing, that peace you can't explain, that strength rising in you even as the battle continues. That's God. That's the Holy Spirit preparing you to cross over, to walk into what's next, to carry more, to give more, to live more fully, more freely, more boldly. Not because of who you are, but because of who He is in you. And He is not finished. The same God who sustained you in lack will bless you in overflow. The same God who held you in the valley will elevate you to higher ground. But not for your fame, for His glory. You've been refined for this. You've learned how to trust, not just when everything is good, but when everything is falling apart. You've learned how to listen, not just for the big signs, but for the still, small voice. You've learned how to pray, not just to get something, but to know someone. That kind of maturity, that kind of depth, it doesn't come easily. But now that it's in you, no one can take it from you. And that's why you're ready. Ready to step into your calling. Ready to receive the healing. Ready to walk through the door. Ready to say yes without hesitation. Ready to stop surviving and start thriving. It's your time. Not because it feels perfect, but because God says it is. So don't let fear speak louder than faith. Don't let pain tell you that God forgot. Don't let your past convince you you're not worthy. You are. Not because you've earned it, but because Jesus paid for it. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of restoration. You are worthy of joy that lasts. You are worthy of a fresh start. So today let this be your moment, your turning point, your declaration that you will not give up, that you believe something better is still coming, that you trust God more than your circumstances, that you are still open to receive what heaven is about to release. You've been walking by faith for a long time now. You've learned how to keep moving even when the road ahead is blurry. You've taught yourself how to pray through confusion, how to believe through pain, how to lift your hands even when your heart was heavy. And now heaven is saying to you, I saw every step. I heard every word. And I'm answering what you thought I forgot. You haven't been ignored. You haven't been dismissed. And even when people didn't notice your faithfulness, God did. He saw when you forgave without an apology. He saw when you sowed in secret, expecting no reward. He saw when you stayed loyal to His promise even when you were tempted to run. And now that loyalty, that quiet consistency is about to collide with divine fulfillment. Because when God responds, He doesn't respond halfway. He doesn't just send a little relief. He sends abundance. He restores what was lost. He makes the enemy regret ever touching your life. You're not going back to what broke you. You're not repeating the same cycles. This isn't another false start. This is the real shift. Because this time, you're ready. Your heart has been softened. Your eyes have been opened. Your spirit has been stretched. And now you've matured into someone who doesn't just chase blessings. You carry His presence. And beloved, there's a difference. Carrying God's presence means that breakthrough follows you. Peace travels with you. Healing flows from you. Wisdom surrounds you. Doors open before you arrive. Hearts change when you speak. Atmospheres shift when you enter a room. That's what's coming. Not just material change, but spiritual elevation. But don't mistake it. This blessing isn't about impressing the world. It's about fulfilling the purpose you were born for. God didn't bring you through this just so you could say, I made it. He brought you through so you could turn around and bring others out too. Because now you understand compassion. Now you understand what it feels like to cry in silence. Now you understand how to spot someone who's smiling, but secretly breaking inside. And now God is going to use you to lift them. 2 Corinthians 1:4 says, He comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort others when they are troubled. We will be able to give them the same comfort God has given us. That's your next season, a season of becoming someone else's answer. Not because you're perfect, but because you've walked through the fire and come out with your faith still intact. This next chapter will not be built on what broke you, but on what healed you, and healing is here. The same God who sustained you is now releasing restoration over every dry place in your life. Your strength is being restored. Your peace is being restored. Your vision is being restored. And yes, even relationships that were broken by pain or pride, God can restore those too. But even if He doesn't bring back what was, He will redeem what you went through. Nothing is wasted with Him. Every setback was a setup. Every loss made room. Every detour led you right back into alignment. And now, you are closer than ever. Closer to clarity. Closer to the right connections. Closer to that open door. Closer to walking in what you were created for. And all of this began with a single act of faith. You didn't quit. You didn't stop praying. You didn't walk away when it got heavy. You chose to believe that something better was still possible. And that belief, even when it felt small, was everything. It was faith. And faith, even the size of a mustard seed, moves mountains. Matthew 17:20 says, Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. That's what you've been doing. You've been moving spiritual mountains. Mountains of discouragement, mountains of trauma, mountains of fear and self-doubt. Every prayer was a chisel. Every word of scripture was a hammer every time you chose hope. You were breaking through the mountain that tried to block your future. And now, you're almost through. But this is where the enemy loves to attack the most. Right before the blessing, right before the breakthrough, right before everything shifts. Because if he can't destroy you, he'll try to discourage you. He'll whisper, "You're not ready." He'll say, "You missed your chance." He'll lie and say, "You're too broken for this." But heaven is shouting louder than that lie. You are right on time. You are exactly where you need to be. You are still chosen, still loved, still in line for what God promised. That promise hasn't expired. It hasn't been canceled. It hasn't been reassigned. It's still yours. God didn't change his mind about you. He didn't withdraw the calling. He didn't lower the purpose. He didn't walk away when you made mistakes. He's still with you, and he's still writing your story. Psalm 138:8 says, "The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O Lord, endures forever." He will fulfill it. He's not done, not even close. And your part is to keep showing up. Keep opening your heart. Keep trusting, even when the pieces don't make sense yet. Because they will. Every chapter, even the hard ones, will one day point back to his faithfulness. You'll say, "Now I understand. I see why that had to end. I get why that door closed. I finally see what God was protecting me from." But until then, hold on. You don't need all the answers to keep walking. You just need one reason to keep believing. And if you're looking for that reason, this is it. This is your moment, your turning point, your reminder that God is still moving, still speaking, still working on your behalf. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are divinely chosen, and you're about to walk into divine alignment. So, speak it out now. Declare it with your whole heart. I am still believing. God is not finished with me. Let that be your war cry. Let that be your anchor. Sometimes the most sacred moments in your life happen when nobody else sees, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the late nights, when your pillow is soaked with tears no one else knows about. That's where your real faith is forged. God has seen it all. The days you kept your head high when your world felt like it was collapsing. The times you spoke hope over yourself when your heart was heavy with despair. The moments you held on with trembling hands and whispered, "God, I don't know how much longer I can take this." And he whispered back, "Just a little longer. My child, don't give up." That whisper, it was real. And even now, God is saying it again. He's saying it through this message, through this voice, through this moment. You are not here by accident. You are not watching this by coincidence. You are divinely appointed to hear this right now. Because God is closer than ever. The enemy has tried to convince you that it's too late, that too much time has passed, that you've missed your window, that your best days are behind you. But he is a liar, and you must reject his voice. God is not limited by time. He's not bound by human calendars. He does not work according to earthly schedules. He's the God of restoration, and he knows how to redeem time. Joel 2:25 says, "I will restore to you the years the locusts have eaten." Yes, the years, the missed opportunities, the broken seasons, the time you thought you wasted. God says, "Watch me restore it, not just with compensation, but with multiplication." He's not just giving back what was lost. He's giving back more than you ever had. The blessing coming to you is not equal to your pain. It's greater, because that's who he is. He always gives in abundance. Ephesians 3:20 reminds us, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." You've been asking, you've been imagining, but God is about to exceed both. So don't give up. If you stop now, you'll never know how close you truly were. If you quit now, you'll never taste the fruit of the faith you've planted. If you let go now, you'll forfeit the miracle that's already headed in your direction. Yes, already on the way. Because faith moves heaven, and you've been faithful. No, not perfect, but faithful, and God honors faith. Every step you've taken toward him, he's recorded it. Every act of obedience, every time you turned away from temptation, every time you chose the narrow road, every time you chose peace over retaliation, Every time you trusted Him over your own understanding, He saw it. He smiled. And now He's moving. He's rearranging things on your behalf, lining up people, adjusting timings, positioning favor to overtake you. You thought it was over, but really it's just beginning. That thing you thought was final, it was only a comma, not a period. God is still writing your story, and the chapter you're stepping into, it will be filled with joy that makes you forget the sorrow, peace that silences the pain, breakthroughs that outshine the battles, love that makes you feel safe again. But you must stay in position. You must stay faithful in the waiting. You must keep trusting, even when there's no visible evidence. Because it's not just about what you see, it's about what God said. And when He speaks, no circumstance can cancel it. You may feel unqualified. You may feel like you don't have enough. You may feel like you've messed up too much. But God isn't choosing you because of your qualifications. He's choosing you because of your heart. That's always been what matters most to Him. Not your record, not your resume, but your heart. A heart that says, God, I trust you, even when it hurts, even when I don't understand. That kind of heart, He blesses it. He surrounds it. He leads it to victory. And victory is what's ahead of you. So take a deep breath. Let go of the fear. Let go of the timeline. Let go of trying to figure it all out. You don't need to see the whole path to keep walking forward. All you need is faith for the next step. Just the next step, because God is ordering them. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Your path is being made straight, even if it feels twisted, even if it feels delayed, even if it feels confusing. Trust the guide more than the map. He's leading you exactly where you're meant to be, not a step early, not a second late. Right on time. And what's waiting for you on the other side of this faith walk? It's more than you imagined. It's not just the answer to your prayer, it's the healing of your heart. It's the restoration of your hope. It's the revival of your purpose. You're not just surviving this season, you're becoming in it. God is shaping you into someone who can carry more, with grace, with wisdom, with maturity. He didn't choose someone else because He wanted you. He knows exactly what's inside you. He sees the potential even when you feel weak. That's why you're still here. That's why this message found you. That's why your heart is beating with fresh hope right now. Because heaven wants you to know you're not done. And He's not done with you. So lift your head. Even if it's just a little, open your heart. Even if it's still healing, whisper your yes to God again. Even if your voice shakes, because your surrender is more powerful than your strength. And when you give God your all, even when your all feels small, He multiplies it. He takes your little and makes it overflow. He takes your weakness and shows His strength. He takes your brokenness and creates beauty. He takes your scars and turns them into testimonies. You are not damaged goods. You are chosen. You are beloved. You are needed. And your story is not over. In fact, your testimony is about to begin. Not the one about how much you lost, but the one about how much God restored. Not the one about how long you waited, but the one about how perfectly He showed up. Not the one about how deep the pain went, but the one about how wide the blessing came. So speak it now, declare it. Say it with your heart, your soul, your faith. I will not give up. My breakthrough is near. My God is faithful. If you believe that, if your spirit agrees with that, write it in the comments now. Blessed and ready. Let the world know you're still standing. Let heaven know you're still believing. Let yourself know you haven't given up on the promise. And don't keep this moment to yourself. There's someone you know who needs this message. Someone who's silently wondering if God still cares. Someone who's holding back tears and putting on a brave face. Be the one to send them this word. Share this video with your friends. Send it to your family. Post it online. Let your act of sharing become an act of healing for someone else. Because you're not just a receiver of the message, you're a messenger. You've been through enough to lift someone else now. You've seen enough to speak faith to another heart. You've grown enough to guide others to the one who carried you. And before you go, if you haven't already, please like this video. It helps more people find these messages when they need them most. It pushes this word out to someone else's timeline who's just one God. Help me away from giving up And please subscribe to this channel, God's Message Today. Click the notification bell so you never miss the next word of comfort, confirmation, and clarity. This isn't just another video. It's a holy space, a spiritual moment, a divine appointment, and there are more waiting for you. Come back again. Come hungry. Come open. Come ready, because God is still speaking, still loving, still guiding. And the next thing He says to you might just change everything. So for now, hold on. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You're right where you need to be. And the blessing that's been waiting on you, it's already moving. It's already coming. And when it reaches you, you'll know this was the moment you refused to give up. And heaven rejoiced. We love you. We are praying for you. And we'll see you again in the next message. God bless you.